Good morning and happy spring. Today I am sharing with you my Shabby Chic French Blue Junk Journal 2.0. And I was hoping to have two of these ready, but it's taken me a long time. And what I'm going to do for the next one is I will make two single signatures because they just get so huge. And I do love the lace cascading down and all the beautiful textures that creep over the pages, but just to handle it, I just feel like a single signature of this kind with this much vintage lace on it is so much easier. So the cover is absolutely beautiful with the royal blue velvet bundle from Sheila Gingerich at Bohodaydreams, as is the textile here, this beautiful sari with the beautiful rhinestones and sequins and all kind of beautifulness. Some of her embellished trim here that I've ruffled, and a little bit of tea-dyed netted lace with the cotton eyelet trim. I have sewn the velvet onto Craftex and used blue thread throughout. I've got some beautiful antique and vintage buttons. I know this one in particular, the vendor told me they actually got it in France, and I got 3 of them on a card. They're just beautiful, the glass with the metallic inside. Hope you can see it. It's just so pretty. The back I've left plain. I've used the We Are Memory Keepers eyelets in the navy blue. And this sweet little mini journal on the front is removable. And you could, use this one and then refill it, exchange it, do whatever. I didn't put any image on the front because I thought it was busy enough. I've got these beautiful beads that I've used previously. They were actually from a set of Christmas beads from Michael's, but I just think they're so vintage looking. A little trinket here on the paper clip, and I've just added some tea-dyed papers to make a small mini journal. Like I said, use some metallic embroidery thread, and there we go. This beautiful sari silk ribbon comes with the velvet kit, and it is ready to go. All you do is cut your length, like cut it in half. I think it's 2.5 yards, so each tie is 1.25 yards, and I fold it in half and feed it through my eyelets. And I mean, I just did that 2 minutes ago, and it's just so perfect. I love it when it's crinkled like that. So here we go. Like I said, very, very, very full. Sheila's beautiful beads here. Some gorgeous netting. A lot of the lace I've collected over time, of course, but I did get elements for this journal and the following ones made with textiles from different artists and creators who have Etsy shops, and specifically asked if they could do French Blue for me, because there's not a lot of that out there. At least I haven't found a lot of it. So here we go. Starting with the inside cover is artisan paper that I've just cut in one length and then stitched it on the outside and up and down each seam. And I did anchor this a little bit more firmly before applying the artisan paper on the inside. Some of Sheila's gorgeous embellished trim on the sides, and a little journaling card here made with some linen paper, vintage lace, and an ephemera piece, and a digital. These are Gi Kerr's Vintage Ladies, and the kits that I've used primarily, again, are PaperDaisyJournals, which is Kylie from Australia, in the Shabby Chic Blue. Just stitched around with blue thread, and you can tuck anything else in there you would like. This journal is mine to keep this time. I really don't want to part with it. I'm so flattered when people, express interest and are thinking of purchasing them, which is fine, but this one I really do want to keep myself because now I've used up all of the special laces that I had reserved for, excuse me, making as close to a replica of the first Shabby Chic Blue journal that I did. Vintage lace, pretty much all of it is vintage lace. Pockets, side tucks. This is Tim Holtz. No, it's not Tim Holtz wallpaper, but I've used a lot of it throughout. It's just scrapbook paper covered with some chiffon from a vintage apron that I had. Stitched around in blue, one of the images, and some lovely vintage lace in a light tan color or dark beige. And this page has some pretty white and blue vintage lace on the side. Here we've got a vintage handkerchief with beautiful crocheted edging in the white and the blue. I've got an appliqué here that was made in a package for me from Nicki at Raviolee Dreams on Etsy. She's part of our Bohodaydreams group. Shout out to Nicki. They are just absolutely stunning. I really, really love them. Here we've got a tag made out of the Tim Holtz wallpaper. Got some vintage lace there, and here threaded some blue satin ribbon through it. Some of my beautiful fibers from Russia, and one of the images from, that's French ladies. I've had that for a while, and I'll have to check who that is from, but I can include it in the description. Just stitched on the back with blue thread. I've also done stenciling again with the rose stencil, some script stamping. Lots of space for journaling. Here's one of the images from the kit, and an ephemera card, journaling card of Tim Holtz. Some beautiful vintage lace, and then some tiny vintage trim run down the side here. I have attached all of the lace with a bit of Fabri-Tac first and then stitched it down. And for the lace on the pages, I just used beige ivory thread in my sewing machine. Here we've got a little pocket that I've used before. This is, now I've only got one left for one of the other journals, and I've turned it into a pocket. It was actually the petals from a collar, which there were 5. And it's got the lovely little rhinestones in it. Here's one of my tiny tags that I used to make with Edith Holden scrap paper, a vintage button, and on the back is a butterfly. Lots of butterflies in this kit. Tiny little booklet, just with some stamping, and tucks into here nicely for extra journaling space. Tea-dyed paper. This is modern lace, I believe. Here's a large journaling card with some lace and one of the images, and stamped on the back. That's one of the images from the Shabby Chic Blue kit. Tea-dyed, as is all of the pages in this journal, and all of my journals I do tea-dyeing. Tracing paper here. And this is just a large journaling card that I've used with some die cuts and stamping on the back. Vintage lace on the side here, and then I've got some vintage fabric trim that I got, a package of Shabby Chic Blue and a package of Shabby Chic Pink that are just adorable. And here I did something different. I just used some gold embossed paper for this tag. I didn't have any more tan color of the Anna Griffin paper that I had, so I supplemented and added some vintage lace, a little bit of sari silk, and a lonely little bead here. Backed with parchment paper and stitched around in blue thread. Here's this gorgeous paper that I got from my friend Kim. I have a few sheets left, but I thought this color brought out the blue on this page. Here we've got a butterfly, some gorgeous vintage blue, French blue tatting. And on this side, I've just done a large tag out of Edith Holden book page, Tim Holtz wallpaper die cut, backed onto parchment paper. I didn't stitch around those. And this is part of the tie from the chiffon apron. Here I've just done some parchment paper and embossed it. Got some, I believe this is Shakespeare and music paper here. One of Sheila's gorgeous sequined trims with the netting. I absolutely love this one. My favorite. This one I don't stitch because it's got a lot of sequins on it. Song is titled My Blue Heaven. Quite appropriate. Some beautiful vintage trim here. And here we've got two crocheted lace trims, one in the royal blue and one in the cream. Nice and soft and old and floppy. Some stenciling, some script stamping. Here we've got one of the invoices, French invoices from ChapterOnePapers, I believe these are. Just extra journaling space and stamped on the back with a butterfly. Got a small little doily that I've made into a pocket. Added a Tim Holtz wallpaper die cut and some of the ephemera from one of his packages. They just seem to go with everything. Lots of journaling space, some more stenciling, script stamping. There's a key, some blue parchment paper, and some beautiful, beautiful lace. I believe this one is from Suzi, from MaryNotMartha on Etsy. And this page, I love this spread. Gorgeous. Got a applique here. I got a small package off of a seller from Etsy. Vintage blue handkerchief. This is Tim Holtz wallpaper for a tag. Vintage lace, one of the images. And some fluff on the top. Stitched on the back with blue thread. Here we've got some blue lace, ruffle lace. And this is the center of the first signature. We've got this incredible antique French blue lace. It is to die for. Absolutely exquisite. And I've used some beads and some charms, some journal jewelry here. This to me looks so bridal because it's ivory and blue. I just love it. Simple tags. They are the linen paper, and I've stitched around in blue thread. Added some beautiful vintage lace and just simple images. And then the ruffle on the side is part of the Shabby Chic Blue vintage fabric bundle that I got. Here's the beautiful beads again from Sheila Gingerich. These are my precious. Couldn't find them, and I found them today. They had fallen into one of my little baskets. So, yay. This pocket is made from one of the images of the kit, the Shabby Chic Blue. This is from Stamperia paper pad. And some more journaling space. Another tag made out of some beautiful scrapbook paper. Several layers of vintage lace collaged together with one of the images. And some vintage lace as a tag topper. This is also crocheted vintage lace. When I say vintage, it could be antique. I don't always make that differentiation, but that's what they are. A pocket here of some beautiful, beautiful, delicate, I believe that's Irish lace. Stenciling, script stamping onto some scrapbooking paper with some of Suzi's beautiful French blue vintage lace and this gorgeous vintage crocheted trim. Some more of the blue, vintage blue fabric backed onto cardstock. And when I am planning out a page, I always try to put the image on the tag so that at least the eyes are peeking through. I just think it adds a lot of interest and it looks balanced. Here we've got some gorgeous vintage lace. I just ran some blue satin through here on the side. And then this, as you know, the first Shabby Chic Blue journal I made had some gorgeous appliques, and I had 2 of them left, and that was it. They were gone, and I thought, what can I use that will make me as happy as those other ones? And I'm really pleased with this combination. I've got a tag that is done on some Tim Holtz paper, beautiful vintage lace, some blue seam binding that's just ruched up the side, and another small, tiny, I think it's a hummingbird, blue hummingbird cabochon, and one of the images from the Shabby Chic Blue kit. I've got some of the chiffon apron fabric sewed onto the tag, and this is part of the tie from the apron. So this is an appliqué from Suzi, and then I've got this package of butterflies, glitter butterflies from Renee Bouquets. Just absolutely perfect for this project. It's a little bit loose because it's just on a foam dot, and I glued it on there, but it's only really tiny. I wanted it to look a little bit more dimensional, so if it looks like it's going to fall off, well, I guess it could, but I don't think it will. Gorgeous vintage eyelet cotton with black stitching. Music paper here, and because this particular music sheet is so old and brittle, I just support the folds and the creases with a bit of washi tape. Reinforce, that's the word I'm looking for. Here's some more poetry, a gold butterfly here, and then this has beautiful vintage metallic trim here. Some more of the embossing that I did on parchment paper. Some gorgeous lace that was from Suzi. Very plain Edith Holden tag that says March with some of her gorgeous Swiss dot netting. I don't know what you call it. I'm sure there's a proper name for it, but I like it to just stick out the side. And this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful French blue, bluey gray crocheted trim on the side with a pocket here. One of the appliques from Nicki at Raviolee Dreams. This journaling card is made with the Tim Holtz wallpaper, some music paper, and one of the images from Gi Kerr. And I didn't stitch this one. Tied at the top with some seam binding that's been custom dyed. I'm pretty sure that's from Sheila, from one of the velvet bundles that I would have bought from her. I absolutely love this color. This was a Sheila in with my blue bundle from Sheila, the lace bundle that coordinated with the velvet package that I used for this journal. Antique French lace here. Just love it. Some more tracing paper, some more tea-dyed paper with the blue stenciling and script stamping, and then this page. So sweet. I love this floral. I used several different ones. They were coordinating but slightly different. And then here I have come up with a beautiful envelope idea. I haven't seen it used, so if someone else has used it, kudos to them. All I did was take the corner of a hanky with this beautiful lace and just attached it onto the flap. Super easy. And inside I've just got one of the invoices from Chapter 1 with a butterfly stamped on the back. Lots of extra journaling space. Some vintage trim here. This is smocking. Just so lovely. And a little butterfly paper clip. Yeah, it sort of makes an indent in the velvet, but it's not too bad. I tried to loosen it up a bit. And one of Suzi's, this is her velvet, and an applique that she custom dyed for me in French Blue. Some beautiful vintage lace. Here we've got a vintage handkerchief with gorgeous embroidery on it, and another one of the tags of the made with linen paper, butterfly from the Tim Holtz ephemera kit, and some Swiss dot fabric that I have cut up and made some tag toppers with. Just some layering and collaging. And I love this color of crochet trim on the edge of this page. And we've got a tag in the back here. This is the last page of the first signature. This is Tim Holtz wallpaper. Some gorgeous, very, very antique lace. And one of the images from the kit, Shabby Chic Blue. And a vintage lace side pocket here. Some of the royal blue crochet trim. One of the fussy cut butterflies from the kit. And then on to the second signature. We've got this same coordinating crochet trim here and some antique French lace on this side. I've got a pocket made out of some gorgeous eyelet from Sheila. I've got one of the appliques from Nicki. And I bet you this is going to get stuck. Kind of an odd shaped tag, but it was the only way I could get one to go far enough down into this oval here. Some embossed paper that I have, and one of the images of the French ladies, and some vintage lace that I've used for a tag topper. This lace here is to die for. Look at that, it is antique. French blue, so absolutely gorgeous. The eyelets are very far apart, and when I laced ribbon through there, it just didn't look right. So I took some of the fibers that I have and tied two little bows, and I think it turned out really sweet. I love the way it's so soft and just floppy, floppy. Here we've got a gorgeous page spread. I duplicated this, a lot of them, from the previous journal that I made. I've already said that, but just some embossed paper here that I've ripped and torn and inked a bit. This is some scrapbook paper that I have, and just added some vintage lace and some of Sheila's trim with the embellished sequins on it, and one of the images of the French ladies just tucked into there. And then this one has several tag spots, just a piece of ephemera from one of the Tim Holtz packages. This I got at a vintage market. Love the texture of it. And just layered up some belly bands here to make some pretty tuck spots. Topped it with some of the chiffon from the blue apron. And then I love the effect that this has of just flowing over the side. Beautiful color. This is just stunning. This was part of the blue lace package from Sheila that coordinated with the velvet. As you know, different fabrics grab the dye differently, so you're going to get a real variation of colors. And this one is just stunning. I absolutely love it. Bit of script stamping and stenciling here. And over the page, we've just got a plain tag that I've done with some vintage curtain panel. Left the hem on it because I thought it was so unique. And gorgeous embroidery. Almost a plummy gray color, which ties nicely in with one of the images here from the Shabby Chic Blue kit. Here I've got some Bible pages, old Bible, and I think this is from the Field Notes ephemera pack. It's Keepsake, it's called, from Tim Holtz. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Here I've got some vintage music paper with a die cut here out of some French blue polka dot paper. Gorgeous antique crochet trim here. This is just a little journaling card with a butterfly stamped on it. Pieces of ephemera. This is new lace. Just a really pale blue color. It's just so soft and pretty. Here I've got a large jumbo tag made out of vintage wallpaper, backed onto parchment paper, stamped and stitched around with blue thread. Vintage blue handkerchief here, and one of the blue appliques I got for this project. Here we've got some gorgeous crochet trim and these beautiful vintage blue buttons. I love this. I did this technique on the journal that I made for Sandra, and I just love the effect. Lots of space for writing here too. And here's some more of Sheila's beautiful eyelet cotton trim in a bit of a medium to dark blue. This is an antique postcard. I just love it because of all the blue shades. And it's really old. You can tell. So that's staying right there. A little birdie peeking through the side. And here we've got a page that's made with, I added some napkin that I had and just cut up a little square to make a pocket, and it left the fringe on it because it's so charming. Just a plain tag out of scrapbook paper, vintage lace, one of the images from the Shabby Chic Blue kit, and stitched around with blue thread and added some ivory sari silk. Here's the other side of the Bible page and a little bit of ephemera, some tiny tags for writing on. There's some more Shakespeare and one of the die cuts from Tim Holtz wallpaper pack. I love this lace. This is just so stunning. It's probably 2.5 inches wide. Really unique. And this page I absolutely love. It's a little bit on the yellow side, and that's okay. Gold. I used Edith Holden book page, of course. Backed it onto parchment paper. And this is gold colored antique French lace. Some of Suzi's custom dyed French blue appliques and lace. Vintage. How beautiful is that? Just so simple, right? A little piece of ephemera for journaling on. It just coordinated nicely. And then this appliqué, I got a stack of, well, I was at an antique show. And I just bought the whole shoebox. I had no idea what all was in there, except I thought there were about 5 or 6 that I absolutely loved. And then I discovered some things that were tucked in there that were just so amazing. So once they're washed and ironed, they just make beautiful appliques, and that's one of them. Here's some beautiful crochet trim. Sewn onto the page edge. And this is an antique postcard. Again, I love the colors of blue. Very old. Some vintage lace. It just makes a nice little belly band here. Sentiment says Vintage Ladies Journal. This is modern lace with the, what do you call this again? Of course I forgot. I was going to say shag rug, but no, it's not. Here's the center of the second signature with this doily. Vintage doily with the Battenberg lace and some more beads. Beautiful beads. There's a butterfly in here. Some of this Delft blue color. Some stenciling and script stamping. Fringe. That's what it is. Yikes. That beautiful, beautiful bluey green crochet trim. A butterfly fussy cut from the kit. Some French invoice for extra journaling space, stamped with butterfly. Some beautiful, beautiful lace. I think that one is, I don't know if I should even guess. I don't know where I got that one from. A vintage hanky here with a pretty little blue applique. And here's some of the linen paper with vintage lace and a Tim Holtz die cut. One of the images of the French lady. And no tag topper because I just think it's beautiful on its own. This lace here is Sheila's. That I know. Beautiful light blue lace. One of the die cuts from Tim Holtz wallpaper. Onto the back of book page. Bible page. It's gorgeous eyelet cotton here on the right hand side with a tiny little tag that I've done with Edith Holden paper and a vintage button. This is Tim Holtz wallpaper on the background, some parchment paper that I have embossed, and one of the images of French ladies that I have stitched. just collaged it all together. And you can still write on the back if you like. Got a little pocket here with a journaling card from Tim Holtz, little tag, and a wildflower. Beautiful, just a soft blue. And here I've got some vintage lace. And we have a French invoice that I've just done a little collage on the bottom. Lots of extra writing space and some stamping on the back. Just tucks in here. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lace here. It's probably about a good 3 inches wide. And I've just very simply done a Tim Holtz journaling card and a large tag made out of Edith Holden book page. No embellishment on there. I just like the simplicity of it. Sometimes I feel that shows off the lace and the other adornments much better. This is one of the images from the Shabby Chic Blue kit, as is this small tag. And this is from Tim Holtz journaling cards in this beautiful French blue gray. Some more music paper and a tag made out of a scrapbook paper, beautiful blue lace, and one of the French lady invoices, and a flower from Tim Holtz ephemera, topped with my beautiful fibers from Russia. Gorgeous crochet trim, vintage crochet trim here. Some Bible page. I've got a small pocket here with ephemera pieces, and just leave her little eyes peeking out there, and see this one here, she's just peeking out as well. This I've got is a ruffle from the vintage blue, Shabby Chic Blue fabric that I got. Beautiful tag with a tiny little booklet. I love this beautiful French antique blush colored lace, just stamped inside with a little butterfly, and that just tucks in here. And some of the Swiss dot chiffon tag topper. And there's a better look at the blue vintage fabric. Here we've got an image from the kit, some vintage lace here, and I've just attached it to the flap so you can have lots of space to write if you like. And here we've got one of Suzi's amazing appliques in the French blue. Just some extra journaling space here, some of this beautiful vintage lace that I've purchased. And the last page has this beautiful image of a lady, some blush colored vintage lace, one of the Tim Holtz die cuts, wallpaper die cuts, some pink embossed paper that I've used. Yeah, it's Tim Holtz wallpaper on the back. And just one of the French invoices with a bit of some washi tape in butterflies that I've used. Tucked into here. And this goes in the pocket of vintage lace. And finished off with the same lace as I had on the very first page. Beautiful, beautiful cotton eyelet. I believe it's cotton vintage lace. And then some more of Sheila's embellished trim on this side to make a little flap. And I've got these two journaling cards. This one is the Swiss dot and the antique French lace here, one of the images from the kit. A tiny tag made from Edith Holden paper, tiny blue button, some beautiful Swiss dot netting, just stitched on the back with blue thread. And this is just a little pocket journaling card that I haven't filled with anything yet, but I will. And you can hear my little grandbaby waking up. She always lasts right to the end of the video. Thank you so much, Alina. I hope you enjoy this video and seeing what I've done. It is slightly different than the other one, but I did try on purpose to create it very much the same as the first one because I loved it so much. and I got a lot of really positive feedback about it as well. So I will be making 2 more, but I've got a project that I have to do first, and then I will come back and share with you what I come up with. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for supporting me, encouraging me, and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. Have a fabulous day.